Continuation of our microbial model kinetic studies, as we said earlier, a model, what does a model mean? A model is a simplified image of a part of reality. That is, whatever you are doing in a particularly when we are concerned with a fermentation, okay, the process what is involved, okay, that is reality. But when you are applying it in the form of some mathematical equation, then it can become a model, okay, it can become a kinetic model. So what this model, how helpful it is? So what model does is it simplifies the true process, that is whatever you're doing actually, it can be simplified by using this mathematical model. That is, we know that in fermentation we are using so many variables, okay, whether for matter substrate or your microorganism, your product formation, or the speed of an impeller, the mass transfer, all these are variables, okay. So each and every variables can be controlled, and all this controlling I cannot do when the fermenter is running. I cannot play with the fermenter to get a good yield when the actual process is going on. Instead of that, what we do is we create certain model, okay, which is based on the mathematical equation. So we can induce all these variables like what I said earlier, okay, so that I can get a better product formation or a good rate of microbial growth. So this really signifies that model is very important. It plays a very important role. That is, whatever you want to do manipulation in real, you can do it by using the mathematical forms. So the experimenter can get the information very easily. Okay, otherwise it is not readily available based on your experimental data. You cannot do 10 to 20 to 100 of experiments simply, and then you cannot say that my product is not formed. Instead of that, okay, there are certain models. Based on those models, you apply your microorganisms, your substrate, and see how the product is being formed or whatever the decided materials what you want to get. That is what is called as model. So this mathematical models, okay, are kinetic model which explain the relationship between the rates and the concentration of the reactants and the products. So what I mean to tell is it allows to predict the rate of conversion of the reactions into product. So you have your substrate and you want a product, okay. So the formation of the substrate into the product, what is happening, a reaction is happening. So that entire reaction, okay, I can represent it in the form of mathematical model. So this can make my task of doing the experiment, okay, more simplified and more accurate. That is why we involve all this mathematical models in our fermentation technology. So we have been studying microbial growth kinetics, which explains the relationship between specific growth rate of a microbe and its substrate concentration. That is what we studied during the previous class, that is the Monod's equation. Microbial growth kinetics largely depends on the laboratory culture condition. So in batch culture, microbial cell composition and its state changes as a function of time. That one we saw in the previous, when I did the monads equation itself, I showed you the sigmoidal graph and we explained about it. So in continuous culture, when we come to a continuous culture, what we said, that the continuous culture is always homogeneous, or it is in the equilibrium because the inflow is equal to the outflow. So in continuous culture, the concentration of the substrate is at equilibrium and the culture grows at stable physiological state, which provides more precise and reproducible data. So we have two important what to say parameters. One is the substrate limited and another is the substrate sufficient. You have to just go back to the monads equation, that video, okay, to understand, to recall this whatever I am saying now. So there also we studied that how the ks, okay, your microorganism, I told you it has affinity towards the substrate what you are producing, or sometimes it will not have the affinity towards the substrate what you are producing. So we have the substrate limited and substrate sufficient, these two terminology. Substrate limited means, as I've said earlier also in my fermentation technology classes, that is one of your substrate or one of your nutrient you have limited for the microorganism. And substrate sufficient means there is enough amount of substrate, all the substrate which are present equally. Okay, so that is substrate sufficient. Okay, so the organism utilizes more substrate and energy under substrate sufficient condition, which in turn produces different pattern of product formation. So the product formation plays a very important role, and this is based on your substrate what you are providing, whether the substrate is limited or whether the substrate is sufficient. And what you're getting, you get a product. So whenever you are telling or talking about product formation, you have to remember one important model called as Lutking Pirate model, okay, which is particularly based for the product formation kinetics. I shall explain that in detail in the later on slides. So before we go into the details of the product formation, let us understand the importance of culture condition. So the culture conditions are extremely important for microorganism, by because the growth and the product formation of your microorganism depends on the culture conditions. So in general, there is a direct relationship between the condition required for the product formation and microorganism growth. However, in some instances, the condition required for growth and product formation can be completely different. That is why the culture conditions are very important or play a very important role in the growth of the microorganisms and the formation of the product. And that is why it is important, the culture condition. So some of the important parameters which are required for a culture condition is to understand the conditions required for growth and product formation. The growth and product formation condition should be kept in constant, especially during the process of fermentation. The temperature tends to rise. That is why efficient cooling of the fermenter is required. Similarly, inappropriate pH can completely inhibit the growth and or product formation. So pH of the growth medium must be maintained. The culture conditions, particularly pH, media concentration, or the temperature of the inoculum should be similar to the media in the fermenters. Otherwise, we will see that there these in turn will affect your microbial growth, which in turn will affect the product formation. So these are the some of the culture conditions which should be kept in mind while running a fermenter. And each of this has been dealt in detail in the previous classes. So coming to the growth kinetics of the organisms, we have three different type of growth. This is classified based on the relationship between the product synthesis and energy generation in the cells. So they are growth associated products, non-growth associated products, and mixed growth associated products. We shall look into each of this. First is the growth associated. So growth associated product, the very term tells you that when the growth of the organism is occurring, that is when does the growth occurs? You all know during the log phase. Okay, that is we have seen that the cells start dividing and multiplying. Okay, during this condition, the cells are active metabolically and they are in the continuous dividing stage. So during this stage, what is important? The organisms are producing the primary metabolites, right? We have said this earlier also. During your log phase, that is when the cells are multiplying actively, that is they're undergoing division, they are producing the primary metabolites. And we told that the primary metabolites are very important or essential for the growth and development and reproduction of the organisms. So when the cells divide, that time the primary metabolites are produced. This is known as growth associated product formation. So as the cell is dividing and growing, this is the log phase. Okay, see your product also is uniformly being produced along with the cells. You can see the graph here. Okay, at a particular time, the cell or the product concentration, you can see that even as your cell concentration increases, even your product concentration is increased. That is the meaning of growth associated product formation. So this can be depicted in the form of a mathematical equation. So here it is. dP by upon dt is equal to Rp is equal to Qpx. So what does this mean? Means the P stands for the concentration of the product, whereas the QP is the specific rate of the product formation per hour. Okay, and X is the biomass concentration, that is how much of your microorganism, what is the concentration of your microorganism present, that is known as the X. Hope this is clear. So growth associated products means produced along with the microbial growth. As the microorganism is growing, the product is produced. So what type of products are produced? It is the primary metabolites are being produced. One simple example what you can give for primary metabolites is enzymes. Okay, your enzyme, I mean the microbial enzymes or the amino acids, these are very essential during the growth of the microorganisms. Without this, they cannot grow and divide. Okay, so this can be considered as an example. Now next, coming to the non-growth associated product, that is products are formed but they are not in line with the growth of the organisms. We shall see that with the help of a graph. So the specific product formation rate here is, it is constant. That is QP is equal to beta is equal to constant. That is known as the non-growth associated product. So non-growth associated product, what the terminology itself is telling, there is no growth of what? Microorganism. Still it is able to form a product. When this happens, it happens during your stationary phase of the growth of the microorganisms. So you know that after the lag phase there is a stationary phase, and finally there is a death phase. Okay, so during the stationary phase, what did we tell? We told that there is a formation of the secondary metabolites. Why? Because in the stationary phase, their organism faces a condition known as the stress, because they are continuously dividing, and there is competition between the microorganism for the substrate. At the same time, toxics are being produced by the organism, and when they are under the stress condition, they start producing certain metabolites, which we term it as secondary metabolites, because these metabolites are not essential for the growth of the microorganisms. But still, this product, for example, penicillin, you know that penicillin is an antibiotic, and penicillin notatum produces this, or chrysogenium produces this antibiotics. When it produces this antibiotics, but it's under the stress condition. So this antibiotics is not essential for the microorganism, but because of the stress it is facing, okay, it starts producing the secondary metabolites. So you can see that here the growth is almost reaching your stationary phase, and here also you can see the product here during the stationary phase starts increasing. That is your secondary metabolites. So they are formed by cells which are not metabolically active. In stationary phase, you know that your cells are not metabolically active, and hence they are called as secondary metabolites. The products produced during the stage are called as secondary metabolites, and that you can clearly see in the this particular picture. So the product formation is unrelated to the growth rate, but it is the function of the cell concentration. So hence it is called as non-growth associated. Okay, hence it is constant. Non-growth associated products are the QP is equal to beta is equal to constant. Next, what we have is the third one, mixed growth associated. So what we mean by mixed growth, you should have understood by now. Okay, it is a mix of growth associated and non-growth associated. That is your primary metabolites and your secondary metabolites. Okay, so here what happens is, in your mixed growth associated, this products, here you can see the products are produced when they are produced when your cells or the cell or the product concentration, see here the cells, what happens, this phase you see, this whatever the marking is done here, this is known as the deceleration and the stationary phase. Okay, that is your log phase occurs and then a stationary phase is being formed. This region is known as the deceleration. That is, your log phase is entering into your stationary phase. So at this stage, you will be having mixed growth associated product. So this mixed growth associated product is given by the what the particular product whatever is being formed. I always told you, whenever remember that one word, whenever you're talking about the product formation, and that is the Lutking-Pirate equation. Okay, so QP is equal to alpha mu G plus beta. So here alpha is 0. That means it signifies that the product is completely non-growth associated. And then we have another term beta, which is also 0. It signifies that it is completely growth associated. So we have two terminology, alpha and beta. Both we are saying it as 0. One is associated with growth, the other is associated with the non-growth. So here the product is being formed, and it is formed during the mixed growth associated. So some cells are growing and some cells are entering into the, I mean, they have entered into the stationary phase. So it is the between the growth and non-growth of the microorganisms. So example of such type of mixed growth associated products, we can give an example of lactic acid and also the xanthan gums. Okay, these are all examples of the mixed growth associated products. So the product formation from the microorganism depends on both growth and non-growth associated. It takes place during the growth, okay, during the growth and non-growth associated. That is during the growth and the stationary phases. So in this figure, the product formation is a combination of both growth rate and the cell concentration. So the mixed growth associated product is described by this equation. QP is equal to alpha, mu is what? Specific growth. Okay. So you can see that when we were speaking about Monod's equation, it was used to tell us about the relationship between the cell growth, when what type of substrate you are giving, and then it also spoke about the product accumulation during the batch culture. That is what your Monod's equation was all about. But the relationship between the cell growth and product formation, okay, how the products are being formed, that is given by the Lutking-Pirate kinetics. Hope it is clear here. So whenever there is a product formation, okay, the Lutking-Pirate model works specifically or particularly for the product formation. So it is a general framework for specific product formation rate that is known as the Lutking-Pirate model. So this is also represented by the equation wherein dp by dt is equal to alpha dx upon dt plus beta x. So alpha and beta already we have spoken. Okay, alpha and beta are what? They represent the growth associated and non-growth associated growth factor. Then what do you mean by your x and p? Your x and p shows the concentration of dry cell weight and the product concentration. So P is your product concentration, X is your dry cell weight. What does you mean by your dry cell weight? See, the cells are, when they are in the fermenter, they are not dry. Okay, they have the moisture along with them. But you collect all your cells and you dry them. Okay, so you completely remove the moisture. So that will give you a dry cell weight. So that is represented as X. So the product formation is represented by a model which represents the equation this, and that is known as the Lutking-Pirate model. So this is the equation for it, or it can be represented in this form also. Okay, what does this mean? Here you can see the first and the second term. Okay, it represents the growth associated and non-growth associated product formation rates, which I earlier also told. Like for example, y upon by, you can see that the subscript here, p upon x. So what does this represent? This one. So this represent the product yield. Always the product yield is represented as grams of product formed per gram of biomass. Okay. So it is non-growth associated product formation is represented by this. And mu px is the specific product production rate due to non-growth associated culture. So this is about the Lütking Pirate model. So hopefully it is clear. In simple terminology, what did we tell? Whenever there is a product formation, it is represented by this model, Lütking Pirate model. Okay. So the use of Lütking Pirate model is relevant to understand the relationship between the growth rate of your microorganism, okay, how the substrates are hydrolyzed and what is the rate of hydrolysis, breaking down of your substrate by that microorganism, and how the product is being formed. So this entire relationship is given by the Lütking Pirate model, and this equation can fit into the experimental data. What I mean to tell is, here, whatever models we are doing, why we are doing, I told you that to simplify your entire fermentation experimental procedure. Okay, we know so many variables are involved. I told you, it may be a physical variable or chemical variables. Okay, so you can vary your pH, you can vary your temperature, you can vary your impeller speed, you can vary your substrate. So what is this vary I'm saying? It is variable. Okay, so initially when I started, I told you that all these variables, there are many variables which are present, and ultimately what we want a good product to be formed. And if I have to have a good product, I should just play with the variables so that I can get a correct type of product. But I can't do that in reality. I cannot simply waste things like that. Okay, and it is very tedious job. Instead of that, what they have done is they have certain models, mathematical model or predictions. Okay, this, if you use so and so, you will get so and so product. So instead of me doing and 50 to 100 reactions, just by understanding this model, I can use this model to see that which variable I should change so that I get a better product. This is what we told about the kinetics. Okay, the kinetic model or the mathematical model, whatever the term we are using, so it makes the things simplified. So when I use this model and I am applying it in the laboratory, okay, so when I'm doing that, what it is called, it is called as experimental design. So your experimental design and your model, okay, they have to both match. And if it matches, then it is fine, you're getting the correct product. And you can see here in this picture, see, this is the product model, that is Lipton pirate model. For example, this is some organism, okay, just I have given this as an example. So this is the predicted model. Already it is being predicted, if you're using this X organism, so much of Y product you'll be getting. And if I follow the same model using the organism, see, almost the blue line is that experimental, what I have really did. So you can see that it is almost, they are coinciding with each other. Okay. So the resulting graph obtained by this kinetic model of product formation or production, you can see it here. So it is a combination of kinetic model for better agreement between the experimental data and the model prediction. Okay. So here you can see that the kinetic model, okay, it is, you have a better agreement between the experimental data and your predicted model. Do you agree with this? Seeing the graph? Yes, because whatever was predicted by using that model, when I did it accordingly, that is my experimental data, I saw that the prediction was right. So instead of doing 10, 15 experiment by using one single model, okay, by using this mathematical model, I am able to get the required product. So here we have used this model, that is how the product is being formed. And always, what did I tell? The product formation is given by the looking pirate model. Okay, and we can see that how well it has matched in one of this experiment. So in monad equation, okay, actually that is the most simplified. The monad model is oversimplified of the complicated cell growth. Your cell growth is not at all simple, it is a complex procedure, and monad model speaks about how the cells, the specific growth of cells occurs, okay, and what the substrates you have provided, and what is the product accumulation is all about. And it is just an oversimplified model. Okay. And this Monad's equation is the most commonly applied equation. So the model suggests that the microbial specific growth rate, that is mu, okay, depends on the growth limiting substrate. That is what we told about in the monad equation. However, we tell that it is oversimplified because whenever we used, I mean, whenever the scientists or the investigators used monad's equation, though it empirically fits into several types of data, some of the investigators opined that the classical monad model does not fit in all conditions. Okay, especially when there is a need to account for inhibition due to high substrate concentration. So when the experiments, the investigators or the experimenters were carrying out the experiments with you, based on the monad's equation, they found that exact fit is not there between the experimental data and the predicted data. And that's why they told that the whatever the monad's equation, it can be applied most commonly, but when we are talking about there is an inhibition, particularly this inhibition is due to your high substrate concentration. Okay, the substrate, it is present in so high that it is bringing the inhibition of your product. That time I am unable to use this monad's equation. So that is why they told that it's an oversimplified model. So students, since we are particularly speaking about the monad and what Lutkin Pirate model, don't assume that these are the only two models. There are several models present. Okay, but related to our topic, we are speaking only about these two model. So kinetics of product formation, that is the kinetic model suggested by the Lutking and Pirate, was originally designed actually for gluconic acid production using a bacterial cell, and it asserts that the product formation depends on the microbial growth, that is during your fermentation.